Hi there, welcome back to Mr. Meal's Music. I'm Anthony Meal. It's time to learn how to play the game Going Over the Sea. But before we do, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're up to date anytime I upload a new video. Also, if you're not familiar with the song, be sure to check out the lyrics and accompaniment video I created for the song so you are familiar with it before we start to learn the game. So before we do anything with the game in my class, we just keep the beat in a circle on our laps. So we would be going like this. When I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. Then we would try to do the macro beat to it. So we would go, when I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. And once my students get the hang of that, then we try different patterns before the game. So we could do like a pat clap pattern. So we could go, when I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. Then I asked them to do the same exact thing, the pat clap pattern, when I bounce a ball. Usually I borrow a bunch of playground balls from the Phi Ed teacher, and maybe you could borrow a couple from your Phi Ed teacher so that your class is ready. So I have the ball and I'm going to be doing a beat while my students are doing the patting and the clapping, and I want them to notice when the ball is hitting the ground. So we'll go like this. When I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. So hopefully your students are able to realize that every time the ball hits the ground, they were patting their legs, and every time I caught the ball, they clapped their hands. And then I would do the same thing again so that students that didn't realize that could kind of clue into that as they do it again. So I would do the beat by bouncing and clapping, or by bouncing and catching, and they would be doing the beat by bouncing and clapping. And then I have all my students stand up and they're going to be facing me. And I'm going to be facing them, and I'm going to tell them that I have this imaginary ball. And I'm going to bounce it to them, and they're going to be bouncing it back to me. And every time they catch the imaginary ball, they're going to clap. And when they clap, I have to clap too. And then when they bounce the ball to me, I'm going to catch it with a clap, and they're going to clap when I do. So it would go like this. When I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. After they've done that, then we switch roles. So they're going to have the imaginary ball first. They're going to be bouncing it to me and back and forth like that. And after we've all had turns being the leader with the passing the ball and being the receiver first, then we're ready for the next step. Next, I would have them partner up, and they're going to have an imaginary ball again. And this time, they're going to decide who's going to go first, and we're just going to do when I was one. So the person that has an imaginary ball would be bouncing it on the word I. And this is a tricky song because there's a pickup into the song. So it's when I, and then they're going to realize their partner is going to catch it on was one. So it's when I was one. And then we're going to try that again. And the whole class will do it again. When I was one. Okay, now the person that just caught it, then they're going to be the next leader to pass it on I ate a bun. So they pass it back. I ate a bun. And then once we all are able to do that successfully, then we put those two together. So it would go, when I was one, I ate a bun. Awesome, your class did it. Now it's time to try to put the whole verse together, because the verse is always going to be bouncing back and forth. So it's going to be, when I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship and the sailorman said to me. Then you can quiz your kids, who ended with the ball? And they'll go, oh, the starter did or the receiver did. If they did it correctly and they kept a beat, that big macro beat with the song, they would have ended the ball with the person that started with the ball. So now that they know that rule, try it again and see if they can be keeping that beat along with everyone else. Now, first time they do it, it's pretty chaotic. One thing you can do to help with the chaos is take a djembe, and you could be playing that big macro beat, and you can be playing the rim of your djembe on the catch. So it'd be boom, 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 and that'll help keep your class a little glued together. And then once your kids can do that, we get to the refrain, which is the going over, going under, stand at attention like a soldier, with a 1, 2, 3. So the student that has the ball has a tricky job. On going over, both partners are going to stand back to back. And when they're back to back, they're going to pass it to each other going over. So it's going to be going over, and the other partner grabs it. So now I'm going to be the other partner. And so they're getting it, and then it's going under, and they're going to be passing it through their legs. And the other partner grabs it through the legs. And then they'll face each other, and it'll be stand at attention like a soldier. So that whole part will go like this without stopping. Going over, going under, stand at attention like a soldier. And then the final part, the student with the ball is going to bounce it twice with a 1, 2, and on 3 they're going to be bouncing it to their partner. So it'll be with a 1, 2, 3. So here it is all together. So it'll be when I was 1, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship, and the sailorman said to me, going over, going under, stand at attention like a soldier with a 1, 2, 3. And then once your kids have the hang of that, then you can do that for the whole entire song. So there's 10 verses to the song, so that would keep rattling off. And you can see what kiddos can get all the way through without completely losing control of their playground ball. And bear in mind, this game does get a little wild, and you might need to break it up into chunks, maybe over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, until they are confident with that beat that they're creating with their partner, and they're confident enough with the words so that they can sing along while they're playing the game. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button underneath and subscribe and share, and I'll catch you next time with the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
When I was 1, I ate a bun going over the sea. I climbed aboard a sailorman ship, and the sailorman said to me, going over, going under, stand at attention like a soldier with a 1, 2,